Hi everyone, this is Alden Grosh and I am a Solutions Engineer with GeoMarvel. Today I'll be walking you through how to use some of the key widgets and features that were included in this year's June 2023 update for the ArcGIS Experience Builder. Now, let's get started. Okay, so the first step is going to be to log into our ArcGIS Online accounts, go to our apps, and find the Experience Builder app. Next, we're going to create new and start fresh for this video. Now there are lots of templates to choose from, but I want to focus more on these two new ones. So the first one is a Multiverse template and Frame template. We'll go ahead and click into both, starting with Frame. Now before I dive in, I'm going to go ahead and name go with Experience Builder Demo 2023. So now we're on this first page. This is the frame template. As you can see, it's great for imagery, text, linking to sources, filling out card titles, and there's a lot you can move around with this, and a lot you can alter, but mostly is for text and image facing data sources. Go ahead and add that other new feature, Multiverse. Now that we have our Multiverse template here, we're going to go ahead and unlock this and add our map data. We're going to be focusing on this active wildfires in Canada map. So we'll go ahead and unlock this, select our map, and add it to the display. Now you'll see that when we added it, it did not fill out the whole area, so we're going to go ahead and customize this initial view. Click Modify, and zoom in and adjust so that it fills out the whole area. Once we have it where we like it, we're going to go ahead and click OK, and then we can dive into some of these other features. We can unlock this text box and just go ahead and put in the title. And then we have this card here that we can fill out with any description that we want. We'll just put Canadian wildfires 2023. And then in the body of the text, we can also put whatever we like. You can put as much detail as you want within these text boxes. So we'll just put wildfires, short and sweet. You can also utilize these image boxes to further what we are talking about. We can select an image via upload, which I have one prepared. This is from the Seattle Times. And here we have an image of a Canada wildfire. You can also upload via URL. I have one prepared here from the New York Times as well, and we can copy that image address, paste it here, click out, and then it'll appear right here. So this can be whatever you want it to be, depending on how much description and detail you want. You can also add your map's feature info. We'll select our map, and then that can display our feature info here, and you can click through these once in live view. While we're in live view, we can also use this feature, which is click to add data. And you can pick how you'd like to add data, for example, ArcGIS Online or Living Atlas. You can pick one of these and add them to your map. You can also do this with a URL or file, which is a key feature in this template. We can also click into this table and add our wildfire data. The default are these 5 being selected, but we don't necessarily need all of them, so we're going to turn off agency. We'll turn on fire name. We'll keep hectares and stage of control, and we'll turn off time zone and start date just to keep things more simplified. Once again, you can click into live view to examine this table. I actually want to click back into live view so we can go to the other views that this template has to offer. So in view 2, same thing, you can have your text right here. You can also add a legend or map layer, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Click into legend, choose our map to the current page, And there your legend will appear, and you can also add your map layers. In this case, it is just active wildfires in Canada. And go back in that live view and go to our third view, where you can add coordinates, use a select draw mode, or add bookmarks. So we'll go ahead and add coordinates. We'll make sure our map is referenced if we need to use this. And we can add bookmarks. I'll do one really fast to get a closer look on, say, the more western side of Canada wildfires, if this was an area of interest, for example. Go ahead and save that, and then you'll see it pop up down here, and you can do multiple and rotate between whichever one you are looking at. So those are 3 views of this multiverse layout. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add another page, and we're just going to use the Launchpad for this. And I'm going to use this page to demonstrate those 3 new widgets that were included in the 2023 update. So we're going to go ahead and title this New Widgets. And here we're going to actually go in and add that other map, Indigenous Lands of Canada. We'll be using the 2 side by side for analysis and demonstration of these widgets. So I'm going to click to keep this one as the main one we'll be looking at. And then we're going to go down here, I'm going to click into this widget controller and add those 3 new widgets. Firstly being the BaseMap gallery, swipe tool, and the Near Me tool. Firstly, I'm going to show you how to use the BaseMap gallery widget. So we'll use our current page map. And you have 2 options. You can synchronize your base map with your existing organization settings, or you can configure your own custom base maps. Now, if we go into live view, we can see with the synchronizing base maps with your gallery from your organization, there are a lot to choose from in this case. We can go ahead and activate them. We'll do navigation dark. So this way you can edit your base map to whatever you think is going to be most helpful when analyzing or exploring map data. You can also configure custom base maps by importing them. So these are some of the Esri default ones. You can do a dark gray canvas, imagery, topographic. We'll import those, and then we'll be able to see them again here. We'll keep it on topographic for now for these purposes. And next we can move on to the swipe widget. So we'll go ahead and get our live view for that. And we're going to click into swipe. There's a few ways you could swipe. You can go side to side, up and down, or some advanced settings. The toggle views. In this case, we're just going to use this simple template right here. We'll again add our current map. And for these purposes, we're going to swipe between web maps and web scenes. So we can use 2 maps, the 2 we've added here. Go into live view, toggle these on, move this out of the way, and then we can swipe between our maps. I use the Indigenous Lands map so you can see how wildfires might be affecting these indigenous lands and how you could use the swipe tool to better analyze that. And then lastly, I will show you how to use the Near Me beta tool. So we're going to click into our Near Me widget, add our current map, and we'll focus on active wildfires in Canada for this. So for this, I'm just going to keep the default location, distance 1 miles, heading label location. So we're going to need to add our analysis. So I actually want to change this to, say, proximity to a fire. So those are the analyses I'd put in, and then we can go back to our live view. And here we will have a few options. we can use the point tool. And so now when you click into this point tool, there's only 1 mile of buffer around it. So unless you click directly, on a fire, it's really not going to tell you much. So we want to up this distance, let's say to 35 miles. Now you're seeing every fire that's falling along in this buffer. Make this a little larger. And so when you click on the fires that it activated, it'll actually highlight them for you and give you the associated details. Next, I'll show you how to use the polyline tool. Go around the Birch Mountains here. Now this is only going to show you which ones are actually touching this line. So same deal with the point. We're going to up this, let's say 20 miles. Now it's including all wildfires that are falling along this buffer of this polyline. And you can see them here. And the last function would be the polygon tool. Now, before selecting this, I want to go in and I want to change the sketch color, because if we draw the polygon, we won't be able to see through it. It'll just be blue. So we want to make sure this is transparent before we draw our polyline. So once that's changed to transparent, we'll go ahead, draw our polygon, click enter to finish. So now this is showing us that 9 active wildfires have fallen within this polygon and the associated details. So there's a lot you can do with this widget. You can edit the analysis to show you as many different things as you want. Some other things that are included besides proximity are closest feature or summary. You can also edit, your maximum distances, your distance units, and this can just show you map data in a different way. All 3 of these widgets are extremely useful, and I'm very happy to have them in the new 2023 update. That concludes our walkthrough of the new June 2023 features in ArcGIS Experience Builder. To recap, we showed you which new templates are available, including Frame and Multiverse, and how they might best suit your needs. We also covered how to use the 3 new widgets available in Experience Builder, including the Swipe widget. The Swipe widget is to help with comparisons of web maps, and this widget can also be used with 3D web scenes. We also discussed the Near Me beta widget, and this allows you to find and analyze features within a certain distance of the location. And lastly, the BaseMap gallery widget, where you can choose which basemaps are available to the end users. Thank you so much for following along with me, and if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe, or comment about any questions you may have or topics you would like to learn about next from the GeoMarvel team. Thank you guys so much for your time.